Greetings, THL. Welcome to Sunday Schoolstone, your premier source for weekend afternoon matches. I am joined today by two-star Mako. Welcome back to casting, Mako.
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 Thank you.
I never know which of the two to use.
It's fine. There's three. People say Mako, and it's whatever. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Glad to be back. We're gonna kill it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. And joining us today as well, we have Wild9 with his casting debut here on Schoolstone. Welcome, Wild9.
Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. We have a really hot match today. Well, these players have been here for a while, so I'm going to ask Mako, do you want to tell us a little bit about these two?
These two being Diamond and Ufric?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, Diamond is a staple THL veteran. And then you can't spell Ufric without oof. So I think we know our clear winner here today.
Yeah. True.
You're supposed to laugh there, Lotus. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. As a lover of puns, I can say I did enjoy it. We have a really hot match though. I'm really excited to see both of these players in some LHS action. So I'm going to bring up the decks. We do know it's a double paladin ban. So we have the Guardian Druid, Cthulhu Spell Mage, Secret Paladin, but that's been banned, and the Tower or Watchpost Rogue for Diamond versus Ufric's Demon Hunter, which is a soul list. Cthulhu Spell Mage, Libram Paladin, and Control Warlock. So, Wild9, why don't you tell us a little bit about these lists? Would love to know what these are about.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The lineups, this is like a while ago, it feels like, because if you look at a lot of the Grandmasters going on this weekend, you don't see some of these lists, like the Demon Hunter in particular, the specific type of Demon Hunter we have here, and also this basically this Clown Druid, right? Essentially, a little bit different. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up. I am definitely, I mean, because it's last hero standing too. It's possible that we might just see Mage sweep things up or something like that, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I think there's definitely some interesting points you can pull out of these lists as well. But the one caveat to really recognize when you're looking at these lists is that these lists had to have been submitted near the beginning of the expansion before the meta was settled into, whatever contraption you want to call it right now. So we're seeing some kind of weird card choices. If you, for example, if you look at Diamond's Paladin, you see there's a Voracious Reader in there, and I don't think it's a very standard choice. And then looking at Ufric's list, this Demon Hunter, I mean, it has some semblance of some various, top legend lists that you might see, but you don't see Demon Hunter at all, really. So we're just seeing some really weird, contraptions of the meta. I do love the headmaster Kel'Thuzad and Ufric's Warlock. So hopefully we can see some steals come out of Ufric today.
Yeah, even the mage lists, right? Like still running Cthulhu, and then slight advantage to Ufric. He's running 4/7 drops, right? Which is like kind of the style now. But in Diamond's list, you only have the two flame strikes, no mask of Cthulhu, right? So it'll be interesting
Yeah,
how
the
those
no
small differences
mask
will
is
play out.
really interesting. That's
Yeah,
gonna
definitely
I think
older
that's
list.
gonna I don't know how he gets there in some cases without the mask. Um, so I don't know. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I am giving them the green light right now. Just a reminder that this is a double paladin ban. So We give them the green light and we can start. So, a question I like to ask everyone that comes to Schoolstone, and I'll give you two to debate this one: does Q order matter here for Hero?
Q order always matters for Hero. I don't think there's any debate about that. I think Hero, or I mean, this isn't Hero. LHS Q order is maybe maybe in the case of a like a pro series open deck list, but I think even still it doesn't really matter as much there. I kind of really feel like LHS is the only format where your queue order actually does matter. Um, Conquest, you can go in and out of what to queue first and whatnot, but at the end of the day, your choice of matchups is going to be random, and you can still play that deck afterwards. But with LHS, you pick a deck first and you lose with it, and that you don't have that deck for the rest of your match. So yeah, no, this is the only format where Q order really really does play a huge role.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I definitely in this case too, and I'm curious of your thoughts. Like, do you think that you start? And my thinking is usually I try to start with something that's a pretty balanced matchup across the spread, and I save the other two decks as kind of a counter, right? In some sense, to counter specific decks and that sort of thing. I don't know if you have thoughts of how you choose the first deck in particular.
Yeah, it really depends on your choice of how you want to approach the match as a whole. That's probably something that goes through your head um before you've even started this match that you're in right now. Like this is this that thought process goes through whenever you're thinking about what decks you're going to bring in a tournament, or what decks you're going to bring for, or classes you're going to bring for your week in hero series. Some people do go that route of, I'm gonna go with a lineup that has, maybe two decks, three decks that can sweep, and then one that counters a top meta deck, right? Just in case, they get out of hand at some
Oh,
point and you need to counter that before they can just take that off and get the 3-0.
sorry
Um,
for interrupting, but they have just started. Or, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we can see that. But yeah, I don't know. Some people do just go for the full sweep too. So it
I
really depends on your thought process.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that neither chose to start with a mage, right? Which I do think is the strongest deck and has some of the best matchups. I kind of understand it from Diamond's perspective. I actually am not sure if he has a good answer to mage. The rogue and the druid both don't do great against mage, so he kind of has to win that mirror. So it's interesting. Neither chose really to start with maybe what's perceived as perhaps their strongest deck. But here we
Yeah,
are, I guess.
yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, I guess if Diamond started with a mage and Ufric maybe started Demon Hunter, he could just smack
Yeah,
him
blow him
down and
out.
take out the mage early. Yeah. Um, on the side of Ufric though, I really would have rather started with that mage, because I mean you've taken out the paladin. You're gonna just go over the top of the watch posts in Rogue, because that's what they're running here. And then this druid doesn't have any armor gain or any life total gain, so you just keep going face. So I mean, if I was on Newfrick, I probably would start with the mage, but doesn't matter. We started Warlock. We have our Ticketus. Uh, that's really what we want here. I I think we're probably just gonna keep throwing tempo out and then hope to get that Ticketus online early. Maybe even just drop that strongman on 7.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
just to get that corrupted.
for Diamond's turn here, do you coin out essentially this and innervate out this druid? No, I guess not. I mean, he's got to be the beatdown, right, in this scenario.
Yeah, yeah. So I think if you're looking at Diamond, the Warlock has so much removal. It's really a tough standpoint to be on the side of the Druid in this matchup. Um, and on one hand you get Ticketus, and they burn a lot of your cards that let you go big, um, and you feel a little screwed. But on the other hand, you just keep throwing out tempo, and they just remove it, and you're stuck. It really is kind of a difficult matchup, in some regards. I don't know about throwing my innervate and my bloom out just to get the druid of the plains there, because I mean, for all Diamond knows. Oh, I know this is open deck list. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather save one turn and do that with guardian animals, right?
Yeah, I think, well, now he's got an interesting decision to
Or
make
just
about,
like overgrowth.
right, overgrowth. I was thinking that if he does that there, he doesn't have a good follow-up, but yeah, this makes a lot of sense, I guess. And then next turn he'll have 4 mana, so he can just overgrowth on the next turn.
Yeah.
But I
Hope
do
these
think
stick.
in this matchup, he's basically he actually has an advantage in a way if he just keeps putting out threats, right? Like you just want to keep putting out threat after threat and then just burn through slowly all of control warlocks clears, right? And then hopefully eventually you get there and
Mhm.
you stick one board and you kill him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um what's it called? 10 mana spell.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, that's it. I'm bad
Yeah.
with names, man. Um, I do feel like survival is a little key here, because they do have that large amount of hard removal. I mean, we can see Ufric has. We do have a bit of caster vision, but we can see he does have the Nether. He does have 2 Hysterias. We got a little bit of small minion removal with the Drain Souls. So plenty of removal on the side of Ufric. Taps into a soul fragment, and then there's another one cascading. We're going full another one here with the removals in hand. So, I mean, if I'm Ufric, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that in terms of what you want to see in your hand, the control warlock has what he needs to make this less painful.
Mm-hmm.
But a good draw here, if he can find that survival of the fittest, he's got that carnival clown in hand already, so he can turn the tables pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything to corrupt it with at the moment, though.
Yeah, he just needs to get
Which is
that
a shame.
survival of the fittest out.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to find it.
Yeah, I could almost see a tempo Twilight Runner next turn to just try and get to that survival. Or I mean, if not a survival, then get to your 8 drop and draw your survival. I don't think you're looking to play your wild gross or overgross in anymore at this point. You're just gonna use those for draw. So we might just see him go heavy draw. Oh, never mind. Just
Okay.
gonna top deck the protector.
There you go.
Who needs to try and fish for it when you can just draw it straight up?
Yep.
So we
Yeah,
have
this
a
is interesting.
few different lines here.
So does he feel pressure to remove this knowing that turn 10 is coming up?
I think you do, because he has the survival in the hand because he drew it with the protector. Um, so there is a bit of pressure to remove it. I don't think you want to use that removal yet, though.
Okay,
Okay,
that's nice.
yeah, Hysteria is a good one to use if you're going to use one. Um, Oof.
Yeah, I was gonna say could go good, could go kind of bad.
I said it before we started. You can't spell oof real quick without oof, but it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. We have the
it
Soul
doesn't
Shear to
matter.
follow. Soul Shear and Drain Soul, in this matchup, they're not the best removal tools considering how big, the Druid goes. So dealing 3 damage is just kind of tickles to some of these minions. But
Right.
if you need them to do that little extra bit, then they're a okay. Um,
So here, what do you think about like Coin Jiraxis or something? Is that too crazy?
It's not too crazy. Um, I don't know if I mean, you coin Jiraxis, you can follow it up with the Strongman, right? So you get a taunt in the way, you get your ticket as corrupted, and you get Jiraxis online for that hero power. So, I mean, I think it's definitely feels like your best play. You don't want to use one of these nethers on one single minion. That definitely is not the route to go. It looks like we're gonna go coin Jiraxis.
Yeah, he can follow this up real nice with the ticketus if he wants.
Yeah, definitely. There we go. That's sexy. Okay. We got Golden Jiraxis online. We're not going to be using that weapon very much, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think we will. I think that weapon's going to stay there till the end of the game.
It's interesting. I guess that makes sense. He's going for the draw here. He wants to put the 10 to face if he can, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got the survival played. So just try and get as many of these big minions that you've created as possible. Moonfang is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. However, we do have a Kel'Thuzad and a Cascading Disaster. Now the question
Yeah.
is going to be, are we going to dodge the broom or not?
Kel'Thuzad corrupts cascading.
That is true. Doesn't freaking matter, does it?
No.
Full send. Maybe. Yeah,
Yikes.
there we go. Give us these minions. We're using our weapon as well. Look at this. Hell of a turn. I mean, they're not buffed, but, what's Druid going to do? They don't have any removal, so.
He still has beasts in his deck?
Um,
Looks
so
like
we
he
played a
does.
Twilight. We have a Twilight. We've played the Moonfang. We've played a Lake Thresher, so he's got at least one Lake
Got
Thresher.
yeah, Lake Thresher, and I think another. Is he playing 2 copies of the Druid of the Plains? Yeah.
All right.
But that's fair. Just throw
Yeah.
down the clown.
So even though we stole them, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you probably have to kill the board, right?
Yeah. So I mean, we know that our opponent is not running um Yasharaj. So we kill the clowns. We got one more set of clowns to come out, but we also have another twisting. So I
Mhm.
think we just sacrifice our board to the ether just to save ourselves, and we can hero power too. So create our own 6/6, and we're ahead on tempo again.
Yeah, I don't really see another line here that would work out.
No.
So, it's interesting that you mentioned that there's no Yasharaj in the Druid deck. I wonder why that is, because he's also playing the Ford ring, right? That draws the largest minion.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think any of these druid type decks are running it. The Yashraj. I think it's just a bit of overkill, to be quite honest with you. Now that you have the Primordial Protector as a bit of an extra, oh, that's gonna be a big boy. As a bit of an
Yes.
extra, tempo gain, creating a 10 drop. I think that the Yashraj is just going to be a dead card in most matchups, especially with the way that the meta's been going. So there's our beast, there's our protector, there's our
Yikes.
strong man, and there's our broom. That's a hell of a discard.
That is a lot of the value. You still
Mhm.
have another clown though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, got one more clown, but we don't have a lot really. We got 4 cards in deck. We have Guardian Animals is a dead card at this point. We have a Twilight Runner that we can play for tempo, but we're gonna just draw ourselves into fatigue. Um, I guess we just got to play and hope that it connects face and just forget about the draw. I wonder if we ever play the survival, the second survival, but I don't know if we get to have a chance. I mean, if I'm
Yeah.
Ufric, I'm feeling pretty freaking good.
Oh, there it is. The last 3 cards in deck are Innervate, Lightning Bloom, and Druid of the Plains, so it's not great.
So crap, crap, and crap. Got it. Well, Drew of the Plains, not too crap, but not
Yeah,
the
it's not
best.
great.
Yeah.
And he already has basically 4 dead cards in hand, right? Wild Growth, Overgrowth, Guess the Weight, and Guardian Animals are basically all dead.
Yeah. We're feeling pretty dead at this point if we're on Diamond side. I mean, I almost just wanna play the survival and go face.
Yeah, I agree.
Send 10
I
to the dome.
It's your only chance, it feels like, and then you hope that he overreacts or does something, but I mean, the truth is he has Nether, in another portal in hand, Nether, Twisting Nether, so he's ready for this, Carnival Clown play.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from
Send it
Diamond's
face.
perspective, that's all you can do, right? You just hope that he uses something on this 10-11 that sets up your Carnival Clown that's full of 12/12s, and Nether Twisting Nether is the bottom, third of the deck.
Yep. But as we can see,
Yes.
he's gonna say, I'm just gonna double trade, go face, and checkmate. It feels like.
I like that he's not playing any more tempo. I mean, it's a small thing, but all he has to do is hero power, right? He knows that there's no other way for his opponent to get there. And if he just puts more things on board, it's just going to play into his own Twisting Nether, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, a 2 mana 6/6 is all the tempo we need, right?
exactly.
Nether, we got 3 minions to follow up. Can he do it? Can he reach? Probably not, but we're gonna find
Probably
out.
not.
Probably not. All right. That is a pain in the butt to deal with. That is
It's
also a
true.
pain in the butt to deal with. And there's the top deck disaster.
But I mean, he has answer in hand as well, too. But yeah, that is
Yeah.
that's more insurance. He has so many ways to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was gonna be fine either way. The hysteria, the school spirits, like there was enough to kill everything that was left. But I mean, this just kind of seals the deal, right? You just play your Rustwicks and then Cascading Disaster, go face, and just send your opponent
Yeah.
a you face Duraxis emote.
Youch. That is a very nice top deck. But yeah, he had answers.
Yeah, that'll do it. We got one minion left and some draw.
So how do you go out? You just overdraw yourself?
I think you overdraw yourself. Okay. Diamond doesn't like fun. You heard it here
Apparently
first.
not.
You heard it here first. Oh. It's gonna play everything we got. All right. Play the innervate. Come on, man. He could have sent, that attack into the infernal and then drew himself fatigue death.
That was just not
Raxus.
fun.
Ah, shit. Okay.
All right, game one's in the books.
Will we see a warlock sweep?
I don't think so. You never know. So what do you queue against the Warlock here?
Probably mage.
Yeah, I think Mage too. I think Mage gives you the best chance here. Oh, okay.
Nope.
All right. No mage. Got it.
I mean, Mage does give you the best chance to reverse sweep, I suppose. So you could just hold it. But I do think this matchup is slightly better if you play the mage. He keeps the watch post. That's interesting.
Yeah. Um, I mean, with the amount of corrupt cards you have in that warlock, that 2 mana watch post is, it is pretty clutch. I mean, if you can get, you can get the strong man up to 8. You can get the Ticketus up to 7 mana. It just becomes a little more difficult to get the corrupted side of things going. So I can see keeping the watch post. Double watch post though, that's that
Yeah.
shit we like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Having 2 is gonna be really impactful.
I hope you didn't like playing cards because they're gonna cost 2 more. Never mind, we're just gonna kill things.
Yeah, with a double soul shear, this feels way more normal.
Yeah,
Play
I
it
like
again.
the game plan, though. It could have been amazing.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But alas, here we are.
I mean, imagine if he, yeah, if he draws Ticketus or draws any of these cards that he's trying to corrupt, right?
2 mana tour guide. Make your hero power cost 0. So hero power, draw a card, deal 2 to yourself, and get a 1/1. Beautiful.
Look at these answers, man. Are we gonna see a control warlock sweep?
I mean, so the one thing he does have an answer to these watch posts, but again, Ufric is just throwing these 2 removal pieces into these minions that really don't do much. They're just absorbing his removal, right? So I mean, if we look at his hand now, we have a 3 mana nerf to Drain Soul and a Hysteria. So there's not much of an easy way to remove things on the side of Ufric, even though we had it before with the watch post. So I think we're actually not in the greatest position if we're Ufric here.
Yeah, I do think forcing out that early removal means that you can establish a small board and hope it sticks. But it just takes one draw, I guess. So if he does get, the AoE clear and things like that, it's going to make it much tougher for the rogue. The warlock is just trying to get to that end game position, right? So
Yeah. This is a really interesting Octobot too. We got a discount on 2 cards. That was it. We did get some more tempo going, but we did not get the value from the Octobot here. Because I
Mhm.
mean, we can't go into -1, and as soon as that Pinflinger comes back to the hand, it returns to 1 mana. So I don't know. I think it's good if we're going for the tempo line. We drew 2 removal pieces out from Ufric in turns 1 and 2. So maybe Diamond's thinking, okay, I'm just gonna throw tempo at him and hope that he doesn't have even more removal. But we're playing control warlock, so we have removal for days, so we're not that concerned.
it was interesting there. He had a chance to also remove with the school spirits. Maybe he's saving that. Yeah, I figured that he was going to drain Stole instead, but interesting line.
Mhm.
Well,
So
maybe the
if
school
you were
spirits is good
Diamond,
for Jandis or something. Yeah, go on.
yeah, if you're Diamond here, I mean, our hand's kind of crap, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can
I mean,
cargo Shadow Staff cargo.
Yeah, so I mean, we
that's
have
true.
Cargo, but I mean, we're making so we play 7 mana, create 2/5/5s. They get Hysteriads. We play 5 mana, create 2/5/5s. They get Cascading Disaster, and Kel'Thuzad, and they come over to our side. We play another one, and they're gonna get removed. So I don't know. This is really tough. We need to start sitting this Pinflinger face before it gets nerfed. It's just sitting there.
I do think that that's why he took the line he did, discounting those just 2 cards and just trying to go, for some card draw and trying to create some kind of tempo. I mean, the 2 shadow steps sitting there without bear off, right, or something a little more impactful is, definitely a problem. So he's kind of forced into this weird, Kargal line, just creating a bunch of 5/5s.
It's a weird line for sure. All right. We did draw a Mancrick. So now we're talking.
Should he have gone Mancrick, Shadow Step, Mancrick, Shadow Step, Mancrick?
If we were looking to have fun, yes. But as we learned last game, Diamond does not like to have fun. So no. We're not doing that. Instead, we're just gonna put two never mind. Cascading. I'm too greedy when I play Control Warlock. I would have held on to that sucker, played the Hysteria, killed those, and held on to that thing till I could play Kel'Thuzad and,
I
just stolen
had
everything.
the same thought 100%. I did not think he was gonna use that on just a couple 5/5s because he does have the 9 mana play, right, like he did last turn, or
Yeah,
last game.
yeah. But we're just gonna keep summoning 2/5/5s. It is a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure. You cannot doubt that. But I get we just have so much removal. I just don't think it matters. Do we ever care about 2/5/5s?
Yeah, and he's at a healthy life total to boot, so okay, here's the Hysteria play.
Gotta send that 1/3 face there, bud.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Almost misplayed
Hey,
there.
there we go. So we're gonna see 2 more 5/5s drop, but this time it's gonna be followed by a third 5/5
Yeah. Oh, wait. You can get another one.
and a
4
3/5.
5/5s.
You know who doesn't give a shit? Mister, I
Yeah.
have a 8 mana get rid of everything you just threw on the board.
Doesn't it feel like watching this game that, Control Warlock's, like, the best deck in the game?
Yeah.
Hey, there's
Post
that Jandis.
Yeah, post Shadow Steps. Here comes the Jandis. Though, I mean, to be fair, I think Shadow Stepping getting 2/5/5s and one of them doesn't die to 1 tick of damage is probably, the better Shadow Steps in the end.
Sure.
So I think we've made the right lines. I think if I were Diamond, the one thing that
Yikes.
if I watch back to this game and I try and figure out what I could have done differently, looking at the cards we have in hand, especially having a second pin flinger now, but knowing we had the first one, um, maybe saving that field contact
Or shadow
for
stepping it.
more draws, or even shadow stepping it, drawing through our deck a little bit more, instead of because we got 2 draws off of it earlier, and that's pretty good in the early game, but I mean, look at the position we're in now. We're playing against Control Warlock, right? They're gonna remove everything we throw at them, so we're gonna need to send as much face as we can. That means having as many cards as we can. And right now, we're just kind of sitting there like lame ducks.
Yeah, I like what you're saying, like, finding another way to win because you obviously didn't draw your initial game plan, and you did have 1 pen flinger in hand, so maybe the line there would have been creating some kind of tempo in the middle, but kind of playing for a late game where you just throw tons of damage at face and in some sense just know that you're not going to get the board pressure that you really want, right? And so that line, yeah, using one of the shadow steps, for example, to take back your field contact so that you have a way to draw through your deck, certainly makes a lot more sense now. But that's also, with perfect caster vision, knowing how things played out, knowing that he had all that removal right in hand, which it is Control Warlock. So
Chances are he's gonna have them.
yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Diamond, I'm looking for that little red button in the bottom right corner of my screen. I don't know how we deal with this ginormous board that's in front of us with the hand that we have.
Yeah, that Zixer's top deck too is pretty. It's just insult to injury, you know.
Uh-oh. Watch post coming out.
What?
Look out.
I mean, slight misplay there, but I don't think
Yeah.
it matters.
Missed 2
Could have,
damage.
yeah, could have pen flung the 4-2 and then use the prize plunder to kill something more substantial. But
Yeah.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure Diamond sees the end coming, so I understand.
Yep. We're just going to go right over the top of that watch post. Forget it exists.
So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to. Diamond's gonna need to pull off a reverse sweep here with a mage.
The maskless mage as well. We have an
Exactly. Yeah.
anti-mask mage coming out from Diamonds.
So deck of lunacy here, right? 100%.
Oh. Nope. We
He doesn't like
learned this
fun.
earlier. Diamond does not like to have fun. I mean, he's gonna
I
clear the whole
mean,
board, but
exactly. He does clear the board, but I mean,
I don't think it's gonna matter.
No, definitely not.
he's gonna play to the bitter end. Wait, what is he doing?
You ping
He's gonna
that.
use the Og Merchant instead. So he wants a 1-2 on board. 2-1 on board.
Okay. Sure. It's not gonna
Fair.
matter, but sure. We're just clinging to any semblance of life that we can at this point.
Yeah. Playing to the bitter end.
Yes. We're Halo Reach post in game here right now. Diamond's just gonna fend off as much as he possibly can until he dies.
Ooh, he can draw his deck. Let's go.
There we go. We're maybe
Here we
Diamond can
go.
draw so much he fatigues himself to death.
Exactly.
Stab face, stab face. Man.
In some fairness, Control Warlock looks good when you draw everything in the right order in some sense,
Yeah. We found Mancroup's wife. She's at the
We
bottom.
did.
The very bottom.
The very bottom.
Look at all those soul fragments.
Just wanted to keep the stream going for as long as he could.
Make sure you
Yep.
end the game at 30 life, right?
Take it as your deck.
Yeah, you should burn your own deck there. I agree.
Yeah.
I did just notice that Ufric was playing with the random card back.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All
So,
right.
West, just control Warlock sweep.
That would be impressive.
I think that Ufric has a really good shot to sweep since Diamond is an anti-masker, as we've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Not having that extra 20 damage that could go to face is gonna be really good from Ufric's side. So, but we could just see not Mask of Cthulhu, Deck of Lunacy things. So I don't know. You never know with Mage.
Exactly. You can never rule
True.
it out. I mean, if we see Deck of Lunacy followed by Encanter's Flow, Spring Water, turn 5, in the Grand Slam, right?
Oh yeah. I assume you saw the picture of my match against Boo's Mako, where I had a board full of 3 5s on turn 4.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, you know, you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Well, Diamond's gonna mulligan all this away. That's not lunacy.
That's not either.
Evocation. That's not. This is like the old list, right?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Um, but these lists, were submitted beginning of expansion.
Right.
Hmm.
So Lotus, you play the winner of this, right?
I do.
I mean, it's already 2-0, but you have a preference?
Um, so I actually brought aggro shaman in my lineup, so I actually want control warlock to make it through.
Nice. Yeah, as good as this warlock has looked, I don't necessarily think it's, core meta.
It'll be core meta here after these nerfs are announced.
No, still won't.
Definitely will. It's already like tier 2. I
No,
mean,
it
all it needs
isn't.
is not just random, mage bullshit in its face every game, and then it's tier 1.
One can dream. It was doing really well on the first day, right? But
Hmm.
oh, nice top deck. I mean, it's painful when Mage is drawing cards like this, I guess. He
It's
chose the
painful,
Wildfire
but
too.
they're not gonna. Diamond's not gonna draw a mask. So I mean, what
Yeah.
what is he drawing into? A cone of cold? Oh no!
It's one
Watch
card,
out!
right? It's
Got a little
lunacy.
chilly. Just go get a stinking jacket. It'll be fine.
I mean, he's looking for lunacy in Cantor's Flow, right? Those are probably the most important cards. Even Font of Power, something that he can do to the board.
Hmm. Just font of power into Jan Sparrow.
Yeah, there you go. He chose the Wildfire, which is interesting too. I didn't see exactly how bad the other choices were,
I mean, that's an extra 1 damage every turn if you can fit the ping in. So
but then he should have. Yeah, I don't know. These 2 mana draw 1 card things. I mean, play the Wildfire if that's where you're going. I don't know.
Hmm.
I was thinking of crazy lines like off the Font of Power, you get that 10/10 legendary. Get some pressure going on in the late game. All right. Well, he has an Apexis Blast and another Refreshing Water, although his hand size is he's on 10 basically next off the next draw.
Hmm. So, what would you be thinking, well, man, if you were in Ufric's shoes here? What are you afraid of? Kind of, what's your game plan to beat Mage?
That's a really good question. I mean, I do think that on some level he does. I mean, that was interesting. He does have some. I mean, he's just freeing up hand space basically, just throwing that away.
yeah, I mean, he was
Hmm.
gonna be a 10 if not.
Right. I'm actually kind of thinking about Jiraxis. Like, I was thinking about ways that you can create pressure. I mean, you're not under any kind of real threat. You know that the mage is not playing off of Deck of Lunacy, right? Doesn't have that card. Um, it seems like you have a hand where you can create some pressure off of, let's say, coin Jiraxis and then making two strongmen or something along those lines. Plus, you have your your 10 drop to get back your corrupted.
Hmm.
I guess Mage is on the Cthulhu plan. I mean, I don't even know, right? Like at this point, even Cthulhu, that's a long you're dodging Ticketus, right? In that scenario.
We have one, we just played one piece. We have another in hand, and with the amount that we're drawing, I mean, you can. It's not. We just drew another one, so I
Yeah, that's
don't think
true.
it's out of the realm of possibility. Fun
Hmm.
fact: when Diamond played Eye of Cthulhu, and it still says it when I hover it, it just says created by another card instead of created by Cthulhu the Shattered. I don't know if
Huh?
that's a bug or if that's a spectator bug or whatever.
Wait, are you saying Hearthstone has bugs right now?
Yeah, it literally says if I hover Eye of the Cthulhu, it just says created by another card. Not the card, just it's just another card.
Yeah.
It doesn't recognize Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So
Whatever
that
it
was
was.
interesting. I mean, the coin strongman play there, right? Um,
Ooh, that's gonna
ooh,
not
yeah.
be very good. We're about to lose our no minion effects from the side of diamonds as soon as that hops into the deck.
But that's gonna affect. I mean, he's played one Apexis Blast, right?
Correct, but we have not played any of our one mana spells.
Font of power.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And
Font
I
of
think
Power.
we're wanting to get as much value as we can going into the Warlock with the amount of removal they have. So um it's gonna be a little difficult unless we can just send everything face. So we'll see.
Don't worry, he'll just draw Zixers immediately.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's what you do.
Most power on board, right?
Yeah.
But kind of going back to that coin strongman play, I thought that was very interesting, right? It kind of revealed kind of what I was saying, like that you kind of want to create some pressure here, and he was doing that not even to corrupt a ticketus or anything like that, right? So I think that he was kind of thinking along those lines as well, like thinking, okay, let's create some pressure here, but then suddenly, sort of out of nowhere, the mage had all these tempo cards, right? And so that's kind of
Mm.
forced him to play a little different. Wow, the
Hmm.
nether here again.
We
Yeah,
do get our
another big tempo
strong
play.
man. Yeah. I
But it
mean,
makes sense because in this scenario, again, if you just let the mage do literally anything, eventually they get to the Cthulhu, right? So
yeah, I mean, I look at what we have right now. Part of me even wanted to just play the other Cthulhu piece we have. Like, what are you gonna
Yes.
need 3 damage to the board for against Warlock is when you have a Flame Strike in hand, right? Just use it now and get it out of the way and play your Wildfire later.
yeah, I
Hmm.
do like that too. But he was able to fit 2 to face, and, the Fire Blast kind of line now is online, so to speak. It's like Hunter putting the Warlock on a clock, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And he's got
Do
a
also
nice
want to get
removal
this
here.
evolving missiles in here. We don't want random primes in our opponent's
Oh,
deck.
Egwin Zixor Prime combo would have won the game probably.
So you would that's interesting.
Everything has spell damage.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right. Ooh, that I mean he's only got one minion in the deck too. It would have been on the
Yeah,
Zixor.
every
Wow.
time.
Every time. Diamond, diamond, diamond. We said it game 1, we're saying it game 2, and now game 3. Diamond 22 does not like to have fun. I want to play Jiraxis. There's no
Yeah,
way
I
in hell I'm
agree.
tapping anymore this game, right?
Yeah, I agree. And then now you have Ticketus in hand, so you can burn this Cthulhu out, hopefully.
Exactly. This our hero power at this point's a little useless unless we're trying to tap into soul fragments. We have 7 soul fragments in deck, 19 cards, so only 12 of them aren't soul fragments. So I guess we want to tap into soul fragments. We can, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Yeah, get the Drax online, get that armor, get that weapon, get that hero power, corrupt the Ticketus. Good spot.
Ooh.
Man, it would have been so nice,
So good.
so nice if that Zixor Prime had +8 spell power because everything would have had +2 apiece,
Oh,
right?
he's going for a lethal.
Okay. Can we
Hey,
find it?
lunacy. There it is.
Find it. We got 2
Font of power.
lunacies. Yeah, we just play these. Well, do we? Do we play the lunacy?
No.
We don't because we just tossed away our other Cthulhu piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Mm.
Diamond just threw the game. And
I
we
that if he's gonna play one, doesn't he just play the other and then throw the
Yep.
font of power, right? If you're gonna play one, you play both, and then you just get okay.
Or you play the freeze snap freezes to kill the 2/2.
Right, right, right. Well, now this Ticketus.
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you played 3 Cthulhu pieces, you need 1 more. That's kind of your out at that point, right?
Oh man, those are some
We still had another
reasonably good
Apexis
burns.
Flask in our deck too. We hadn't played the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So what we kill there? Um so we didn't actually kill our other Cthulhu piece. So we
No.
still could have drawn it.
Yeah, you're right.
The charge is coming the next turn, though.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, we still get a draw here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess on some level, I mean, the thing is though, one of his biggest outs would have been basically to dodge Ticketus, right? I mean, there's a reasonable chance that he doesn't even have Ticketus there. I mean, I think that he oh, wow,
That
he
was
got a
the
mask.
Cthulhu piece. That was the Cthulhu piece. He would have had Cthulhu in his deck at the moment if he wouldn't have played the deck of lunacy.
Why not Flame Strike here?
He might be trying to get his opponent to go wide so he can get some more value out of that flame strike. 'Cause I mean, Yashraj, we see Yashraj is gonna come down this next turn, and that's just gonna lead to more value on the board. It's not gonna matter though.
I was gonna say I do understand the evocation play on some level though, because he knows that
Yeah.
there's a lot of soul fragments in deck, and so in some sense he's got him down to 9, and he's got the spell power on the board. There's a
Yeah.
reasonable number of draws where he finds that lethal right there.
Yes.
Um, he just whiffs so hard. I mean, because that's
Yeah.
a turn where he could have played Zixers, he could have done something else to force a slower play to buy more time, but wasn't
Mm-hmm.
able to
Yeah.
find it right.
I don't think the evocation was the mistake. I think evocation was probably fine. I think that our choices from the evocation is where we flubbed up a little bit.
I did want to see that Eggwin Zixor Prime. That would have been so pretty.
Well, this is the Control Warrior sweep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna play the Zixor, ping the 10-2, hope there's no removal, but I mean, as we can see, the hand is actually nothing but removal.
Well, you have to trade 2 in though.
You do, yeah, because I mean, one hero power,
Oh,
one
that's lethal.
yeah. You don't even kill these. You just hit in turn.
Nah.
Exactly. Well, impressive play by Ufric though, navigating that control warlock in a couple different matchups, right? Where he has kind of different roles there too.
Yeah. I am asking you for an interview right now. See if he's happy to come here chat with us. But this was quite a strong showing for Control Warlock.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, did great on day one meta, right? So I guess if we're playing day one decks, essentially, which kind of we are, right? A lot of these things. I mean, the submission was what, the day after or something? Like the
Yep.
expansion came out. So I guess it makes sense given the tournament meta that you would have it's pretty strong. But also I just think he played that really well. I know that the stats now at least would suggest that he's that this deck is not favored in some of these matchups. But that's also, of course, with newer meta decks, right? The kind of adjustments
Right.
that people have made over time. And so probably these are still more like 50-50 matchups. He draws fairly well, he mulligans well, he plays his hand well, and he plays his role really well. So turns out really, really well. Good for him, right? Getting the 3-0 sweep.
Mm-hmm. I'm bringing him in right now. Hey, congratulations, Ufric, on winning your match against Diamond.
Hi, yeah, I was pretty happy about that. I'm surprised it was the Warlock that managed to do the sweeping.
Yeah.
What did you think might have done the sweeping, if not the warlock?
I think the Mage, the power
Okay.
level of the deck is so high. Truthfully, I was practicing it a bit with my other Octobear teammates last night, and like the Warlock felt like my weakest deck, truthfully, because you can probably look at the build and think it's a little weird of a build. I have double Mortal Coil, double Tour Guides, and that's because we submitted early into the meta, and I thought Control Warlock would end up being like a bigger threat than it actually was. So I was actually teched for the mirror with like the tons of draw and the Rust Wicks to try and get to my powerful things, and also have the Rust Wicks for a little bit of backup plan in the mirror. But yeah, so it was kind of struggling in the other matchups, but I'm glad it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but yeah.
I have a question for you. I want to ask, what is that? Do you think Soul Demon Hunter was a good deck? And do you still think Soul Demon Hunter is a good deck?
Um, I think it's all right. I think there's different builds of it that focus more on that Illidari Inquisitor guy. I think those are probably the smarter builds. They run the discount for the demons, that 4/4,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can try and get that out really early. I think that's probably a better build. My build is basically just old Soul DH, like with an 8/8 in it. I think it's probably a fine deck, but like most optimally, I think you would bring the Doomhammer Shaman, like actually like Lotus did, and
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
very
say.
afraid of seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that last matchup too. Because you're playing the mage that we were saying is probably high in its power level, right? And might complete this reverse sweep. What was your thinking about how to play that matchup, given the way that your warlock deck was kind of constructed, right?
um, Basically, I don't know. It's kind of a tough matchup, right? Because some games they get an early lead on you, and then they just burn you out, and they're way quicker than you. Um, Diamond didn't get to do that because he had Enchantress flow so much later, right?
Right.
So he had a really slow start, and he didn't even Apexis me until like what, turn 7 or so.
Yeah, I think it was turn
Especially
6.
since yeah, so especially since he didn't run the Mask of Cthulhu either. It was very
Right.
hard. It's very hard for him to just burn the Warlock. He really needs that early board presence to get some minion damage on me. And whenever that didn't happen, I was just kind of cruising. I wanted to keep stuff on the board so that he would have to answer, right? So like that
Right.
strongman play, I really liked,
Yeah.
seeing an Apexis go into a 6/6.
Got it.
That
Okay.
felt really good.
Yeah, that play in particular was felt really defining. And then in some ways it felt like you were switching gears a lot, going from the aggressor and then just like wiping the board and then going to the aggressor again, like these kinds of tempo moments.
hmm Yeah, I think it's actually something people get baited into a lot with the mage. They really want to play a board game with it. They want to clear the board a lot because they have so many tools for it. But really, they do need to be burning you.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think a lot of people also use lunacy as a clutch to just, or as a crutch to just say, if I play this card, I win like 30% of the matches I'm going to win because of it, and the rest doesn't matter.
Hmm. Yeah, but actually, and this is something that Heat Shock drills into us. Just don't play lunacy against Warlock, because just like, don't get rid of your like fireballs and whatnot. Just kill them.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, were you afraid at all about the mask of the Cthulhu coming together, the Cthulhu shattered?
Um, After he played the deck of lunacy, he could have had the two. I
Yeah,
think he needed two other pieces, or was it one?
One.
I figured the chances were that the other one was probably in deck, so I just kind of went for it. And at that point I was Jiraxis, so I was gonna have minions on board to soak Cthulhu damage in the worst case scenario.
right.
Right.
Plus the Yasharaj also came down for big bodies on board.
Right. Mako, do you have any questions you want to ask our winner here?
How prepared are you to beat Lotus in the next round?
Uh, okay, so I am really afraid of that shaman. I'll be honest. I was telling Diamond, when we were just waiting for the match to start. I've played a ton, like 50 plus games of that shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Like between like April 1st and 2nd, I actually climbed to legend day one with that, just because it was
Nice.
countering mages so hard and warlocks so hard, and actually
Right.
was doing okay against paladin. So I am aware of the power level of that deck in certain matchups. Um, I'm worried I don't necessarily have the tools, so I am going to have to um, do a little bit of practicing and maybe size things up. But yeah, that's definitely uh, my biggest concern is what to do against that shaman.
You'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine. No matchup is 100%. Plus, Lotus is in control of the shaman, so I don't think you have much to worry about.
That is true. Um, I want to ask you a few questions, which I always ask anyone on Schoolstone because I like these questions. But before that, Wild9, do you have any final questions for Ufrig?
No final questions. Yeah, I think it's interesting to hear the thought process behind how you navigated that control wire. I thought you did a really good job playing that deck.
Thank you.
So the two questions I want to ask is first, I want to ask you, um, so we know that nerfs are coming out this week, and we know 6 cards are being nerfed. Do you have any spicy guesses or anything that you think no one is seeing that should be getting nerfed?
Hmm. Off the top of my head, I'm I don't think anything spicy. I definitely don't think the 3/5 watch post is getting hit, because that seemed like the most fair of the watch posts, because it, even though it's a little bulky, it comes down on turn 3. It doesn't do anything to control decks, so not
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm trying to think of like what's on the fringe right now and like might rise up. I could I could see like Hope getting hit, Libram of Hope,
Mm-hmm.
just to really like, it's a deck that's been around since like Shalomance, right? Or Scalamance.
Yeah.
And I think Blizzard's probably tired of it. So I could see like Libram of Hope being moved to 10 mana just to like really push the deck out.
Right. Okay, that would be an interesting one. Also, is a slight nerf to Deca Lunacy.
Oh yeah, true. Well, it just means it actually just means that like if you deck of lunacy before discounting, then your flame strikes will turn into hope, which is kind of fine. I know in some matchups I'll actually make sure I Incanter's Flow first so that I can deck of lunacy into the hopes.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the 6 mana flame strikes into hopes. It's there's a little bit of a thought process there, but yeah, I think overall I guess it would be a nerf. Losing the Grand Slam or
Mm-hmm.
losing consistency on the Grand Slams is probably worse for the deck.
Right. Do you have anyone in your team you would like to thank for today? Any shout outs you would like to give?
Probably just Valdis and Heat Shock. They're my go-to scrim and practice partners. I was feeling really bad because I think like overall my record in practice last night was like 4 and like 9. And they were still being encouraging, like, hey, just go eat dinner or something, like, reevaluate, come back to it. You're gonna do fine. Like, so
Yeah,
we try to be very supportive and help each other out a ton. And I can't thank them enough for that.
nice.
Yeah, I
All right.
mean, you got the result, right? So that's all that matters.
So I believe that is it for our show today, though. I want to first of all thank Ufrik and congratulate Ufrik one more time on winning his match against Diamond. And I want to thank Diamond for playing on stream today. For all our viewers, if you would like to play us on stream your Octathlon or other matches as the season is starting really, really soon, you can DM me. We'll find you a time. Schoolstone is looking for matches on afternoons on Saturday or Sunday. Saku is looking for matches on Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And Dawn Day is looking for matches on Saturday nights. So if you would like to play on stream, hit us up. We'll help you find a time that works for everyone. I want to give special thank to Mako for joining me and for coming back to casting. I
Anytime.
I hope you had fun today.
I always do.
I want to thank Wildman as well. Welcome to casting for the first time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. With that, I believe that is it. The next match, 8 p.m. You can start. Saku is going to start his matches, and I believe they're going to be. There's a. Let me check the schedule here. 1 second, I can tell you exactly what is happening. So there's a classic match followed by a battlegrounds lobby and then a conquest match. So you can check that out starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. That being said, that is it for Schoolstone today. We'll see you next week. Later.